And here it is. This is the grand final of the UMBC SEB StarCraft 2 tournament. Big thank you to the UMBC Student Events Board for holding this event. And this is GSL dual site. ICES will be spawning as a Terran player and Cyrain also as a Terran player. This is over here. ICES, our red Terran player. We're going to go ahead and see our pink Terran player as well, Cyrain.
Yeah, once again, we're going to be dealing with mirror openers. No shock there.
Yeah.
But look at this. Ooh, I don't want to be too loud. Actually, you know what? We're going to ignore it. So
that's very interesting.
Let's see what happens. Yes, what we're seeing is very interesting, but we can't say it out loud because we don't want to screw it up.
And there are these very interesting Zelnanga towers in the middle as well. I love these like warp gate thingies that open up when a unit is nearby. And it looks like Cyrain over here is going to continue mining here. His supply depot is going up by his gas here. Common technique by Terran players to be able to get that quick return to the minerals.
And so far, mirror openers.
And this is something that a certain player that I know really enjoys. He was on the UMBC StarCraft 2 team. So we'll see if this works out. This is a throwback to the good old days of playing with Chris Ye.
There's a lot of risk and reward to this type of play, and that's pretty much what it bottoms out to. Micro is so important in these early game attacks, so we'll see how it pans out.
We have the gas coming up for Cyrain. He's getting his barracks right now. The barracks is basically on point. So we'll see if he's able to do this bunker rush, I guess, well enough to be able to do the damage that he needs. Because if this fails, he's going to be behind.
He would be more than behind. I think it might even be game-ending.
Yeah, especially if like the barracks gets taken out or something like that.
Absolutely.
That could end the game.
And it's a very long travel distance, which once again, it really affects how you do these early attacks because harvesters happen to be pretty good and SCVs happen to be the best kind of harvester.
And it looks like the Marine is on the way for Cyrain. It's rallied to the front. Looks like ICES is getting ready to throw down that bunker. There it is. And the orbital command is on the way for Cyrain. It is almost finished. The second Marine is being queued up as well.
Yeah, and
the
for ICES, we see the
Marauder is coming out actually.
I like that choice just because the Marauder is such a powerful unit. I mean, it might not have the DPS ability that Marine does, but we're not talking about Stim yet, so why not go for that Marauder?
Cyrain is going for tech, so this is just barely in range if you look. It's just so close, and that Marauder will be able to hop into that bunker, and it looks like the Marauder will be revealing itself, and it's going to do some damage against the SCV. The two Marines going to come over here. Looks like SCV is getting pulled off the line as well. The Marines need to target down that Marauder, try to get rid of it.
He's actually been pretty effective so far with this early pressure.
And the Marauders continue to work on the SCV here. The Marines and the SCV is getting pulled off. And it looks like the Marauder, it will get back into that bunker, which is what he needs to do. Keep that Marauder alive as long as possible. All the SCVs coming off the line right now. And
that's exactly what he needs to do in order to deal with this pressure. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to repair the bunker, but he's still killing a decent amount of harvesters here. Let's take a look. So far, 6 workers killed.
Yeah, so 6 workers killed by ICES. Looks like those Marauders have been cleared out of their bunker. I wouldn't be surprised to see the barracks try to lift and run away. Looks like the Marauder is still staying alive. A couple of SCVs will take him out. And it looks like the Marine's going to be cleaning up that last Marauder. And the bunker here, I wouldn't be surprised to see that canceled as well. Tech Lab on the way.
He's continuing to make Marauders, and that one Marauder, if he micros it properly, will be able to kill 2 more Marines.
Looks like that Marauder, yes, it will be able to kill that Marine off. Looks like the last Marine is getting slowed by the Marauder slow, so it's not being adequate in the retreat. Looks like it hops into the bunker just in time. Going to be able to retreat. The Marauder going to be working on the SCVs. Once again, a Sea Shank is on the way, so this will be able to deal with this pressure. And back at home, ICES is going for a factory and a command center of his own. He has the 2 gas mining, so he's not all that far behind, even if he loses this barracks over here as well as the tech lab.
This is so bizarre. Cyrain, he needs to kill this barrack. He's continuously producing, and he's doing damage with every Marauder he gets out.
Yeah. So this is a very strange opening here. And another Marauder does pop out. Cyrain does have his tank out. Looks like the Marines and the tank will be able to clean this up. Finally, after basically 4 minutes of straight harassment, that Marauder is getting cleaned up there. Looks like it does get yet another SCV kill, so Ice is doing plenty of damage. Let's take a look at the units tab.
He's killed 11 workers.
Wow.
And right now he's ahead in Harvesters. ISIS is at 23.
And this is so great from ISIS. It's put him in such a huge lead. He will lose his tech lab and a supply depot, but with this kind of lead, I see him being able to get even farther ahead, especially with his command center now complete, basically.
That was excellent early pressure. I can't believe how well it went, even after it got scouted. And now we see that he, Cyrain released the fact that he's expanding behind, well, I shouldn't say behind. He's expanding, and ISIS was able to scout that.
Yeah, ISIS does have a starport finished with the tech lab, and he's going for Banshees, so this harassment will continue. And if Cyrain is unable to deal with this, this is going to be game-ending, especially with his current low count of Marines. And he is getting a starport up, so he will be able to get that Viking out. But if Cloak comes out on the way, this could spell a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's not getting the Cloak behind it, but just the fact that he has Banshees out, and we only see, what? Let's see how many Marines we have on the field right now. Cyrain has 6 Marines, and that threat of Banshees, it's not enough.
Yeah. Even with perfect micro, it could be extremely hard to deal with. Looks like Cyrain will be pushing out, and I did just scoot into the darkness once again. Oopsie daisy. We have the Siege Tank and the Marines. They will be able to position here. Siege Tech is almost complete, but look at that. ISIS actually has his Siege
he's not microing his Banshee. There we go. He's finally getting some micro in. I really hope he repairs that before he loses it. It's not worth losing over.
Yeah, if he loses that Banshee, it's going to be really hard to hold this off, especially with the Siege mode now complete.
Yeah, he has air dominance too, which that one Banshee, he's able to control the air.
Yeah, and looks like Cyrain is going to be forced to fall back. He doesn't have enough anti-air to deal with this. He does have the starport complete with the reactor, so he can get those medevacs out as well as those Vikings to get that air control back. He is getting the double gas at his natural expansion. Let's take a look at the units tab. 38 SCVs to the 24 SCVs of Cyrain.
Yeah, what's more interesting, after Ice's very aggressive, very risky opener, he was actually mining at his expansion before Cyrain.
Wow. That's such a great opener. ISIS will be able to push in here. Keep in mind, this is a tournament for a Razer Naga gaming mouse. Second place only gets a mouse pad, so a lot is on the line here. The Banshee is going to begin working on that tech lab. Are there enough Marines to actually take it out? They are stepping forward. That Banshee is going to fall.
Very nice Marine stepping right there, taking out that Banshee without taking any losses. Oh, there's another Banshee at the expansion.
With 2 kills already. It has forced missile turrets out from Cyrain, so this is actually doing a lot of damage. Just in addition to those SCV's kills, he's forced a lot of minerals spent on that anti-air.
Yep, and those minerals could be used for Harvesters and Marines, which is something that he is, wow, look at that. 45 Harvesters right now for ISIS.
Yeah, and the Combat Shield is on the way for ISIS as well. More SCVs popping out, as well as additional production facilities. If you just look at the production tab, you know who's ahead. ISIS has the long production tab with everything going for him. Cyrain is just trying to scrape together what he can do to be able to do this tiny little push here. He's got 2 Vikings, a couple of Siege Shanks, as well as a couple of injured Marines.
Oh my gosh, and look at this. We could see an engagement without any siege. Both players.
And the siege
there's
up.
a siege, but the thing is that ISIS actually doesn't have any air support.
Yeah, ISIS actually sieged up faster than Cyrain, so he actually got the first shots off, and he is still in range, and it looks like that last Siege Shank does survive from Cyrain, but it does get taken out by one of those tanks, and it looks like Cyrain has fallen to half the food count of his opponent.
Wow, excellent micro right there, landing those Vikings, but also a scan going down for ISIS, giving him the positioning he needed for his tanks. And right now we see that there is a deadly tank push coming towards Cyrain.
1 Siege Shank sieged up for Cyrain. If those tanks get a nice spread, they will be able to bust in here quite easily. Actually, even A-moving, the Siege Shanks do a lot of damage. GG!
And Cyrain's just on a GG there. I don't agree with that. I feel like if he had just there's no guarantee that Ices would have properly microed towards that tank.
There's one tank and one Marine. I guess it's really close there. The Sea Shanks can probably roll through here pretty
he's
easily.
also at twice the supply.
Yeah, so
but,
yeah.
you never
He'll
know
be
what
able to
mistakes.
save
Yeah, you never
save
know what
the energy
mistakes are
for
going to happen.
the next game.